Hey y'all, welcome to another What Else is Going On, aka We Go Podcast YouTube video. I'm your girl, your host, Taria. Just a couple quick things I wanted to get into. I saw them the day before yesterday, and I wanted to get back over here and talk to y'all about it. If you have not, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Thank y'all so much for getting me to over 6,000 subscribers. I love y'all down. Y'all don't understand how much I love y'all down. When I tell y'all, I love funny people, right? People that can just be funny, off the cuff, whatever. And when I be reading y'all comments, I'm like, remember the show, The People's Couch? For those of y'all that don't know, there was a show called The People's Couch, and they would sit on the couch and have commentary on like the different reality shows. I promise y'all, most of y'all in the comments could have your own People's Couch show. When I tell you, I go straight to the comments and I'm crying, laughing. So I appreciate y'all so much. I love y'all. So make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, turn your notification bell on, and make sure you check out my Real Housewives of Miami recap slash review. I just put it up a little bit ago. So I'm recording this video this morning, but I'll put it out a little later on. But anyway, let's get into a couple things I wanted to talk to y'all about. First up, child, this is according to Reality Blurb. So for those of y'all that watched OC, y'all remember Meghan King Edmonds? Remember her and Shannon got into it? Shannon said, I start charities, Meghan. I start charities. Meghan was an investigative reporter. Now, look, I'm going to be honest. I know there were a lot of people that liked Meghan because she was on Vicky's behind about Brooks being sick, and she became an investigative journalist. Hi, Portia. She became, and I say that because remember Portia said I'm a journalist, but anyway, just a joke, y'all. Don't get riled. But Meghan became an investigative journalist and cracked the case about Brooks not really having cancer. People liked her. Outside of that, I never really cared for Meghan. I'm gonna be honest. There was just something about her that kind of but you know, she was on the show. We'll get into this, y'all. This is again from Reality Blurb. Real Housewives of Orange County, Jim Edmonds' wife, Courtney, gets a restraining order against Meghan King Edmonds. Now remember, well, Meghan King, remember she was married to Jim on the show. Ugh. But they got divorced. He's since remarried. I think Meghan remarried either once or twice. She recently was married to Joe Biden, yes, the former president of the United States. She was recently married to his nephew for only like months, I think, and then they got a divorce. So let's go. Jim Edmonds' wife, Courtney O'Connor, has obtained a restraining order against Meghan King. According to a court document shared on social media, the 40-year-old Real Housewives of Orange County alum was allegedly detained, y'all, in the front yard of Jim and Courtney's home in Missouri after showing up to the property when Jim and their three kids, daughter Aspen, who's 8, and her twin boys, 7, weren't home. The story is she showed up and went inside the house in Missouri. Bravo Boo explained to its followers on Instagram on August 7th. Jim and the kids were not there. Courtney had her leave and locked the door. She tried to get in 3 more times. Courtney called the police. She was detained in the yard by police. Police were going to charge her for trespassing. Jim and Courtney decided to go the legal route and get a protection of order against her. In the attached document, it was noted that the full order of protection granted against Meghan began on June 5th, 2025, and that it would remain in place until June 5th, 2026. It was also noted that the order was hand delivered to the respondent in court. The order requires Meghan to not come within 150 feet of petitioner, states that neither party shall be within 150 feet of each other at respondent's children's activities, and bans Meghan from mentioning petitioner's name in or on social media. So they do show Bravo Boo again on Instagram, shows the restraining order and says they have her name spelled as Megan. They spell it Megan instead of, I think, Meghn. But it is her, they verified that it's her address. The story is she showed up and went inside the house in Missouri. Jim and the kids were not there. Courtney had her leave and locked the door. She tried to get in 3 more times. Courtney called the police. She was detained in the yard by police. Child, as Real Housewives of Orange County fans may recall, Meghan filed a restraining order against Jim back in 2022, accusing her former spouse of verbally abusing her and claiming he violated their custody agreement. However, shortly thereafter, Jim shared a statement via Rep. Steve Honing, slamming her allegations as completely baseless. This makes an absolute mockery of the pain suffered by millions of women in this country who are legitimate victims of abuse. And ultimately, the order was dropped. Now, I'm going to say this. Neither one of us were there, not in the situation. A part of me wonders if something is going on with Meghan that may not be necessarily on the up and up, but there's another part of me that is looking at this. And again, I'm not there, right? So this is speculation, but as a mom who is wondering, did they not return the kids when they were supposed to? And she's showing up like, y'all gonna give me my kids. I'm not leaving. Y'all gonna let me in this house, even though they're saying that the kids and Jim weren't there. Because as a mama, I don't know the lens I might go to. You gonna give me my kids. You're not gonna play in my face. You're not gonna violate this custody order. I don't know. It doesn't mention that anything about him violating the custody order in this particular case. And the fact is they were actually granted the restraining order. There was a comment. One of the comments on this article said, I feel like all of these folks need to read/watch the Betty Broderick story. This is disturbing and potentially dangerous. Y'all remember the Betty Broderick story where she showed up? And I think, wait a minute, I want to make sure, hold on. Because I remember watching this. She unalived someone as an act of revenge after her husband left and divorced her. Now, I'm not saying that that's what, of course, Meghan, that could be furthest from the thing. A part of me does question, okay, you go there, you show up, you say, I'm not leaving. Lori asks you to leave the house, or the new wife asks you to leave the house. You leave, but then you try to enter the house two more times. That was my thing. You didn't wait in your car, or like, I'm waiting outside on your step until my kids get here because my kids are supposed to be with me now. I can honestly see that. Like, if this was the scenario, I'm supposed to have my kids, y'all playing in my face. I'm either going to sit on your step or I'm going to sit in my car. And when my kids get here, they're getting straight into my car because it's my time to have them. I can see that. But if she did, in fact, try to get in the house two more times, and I wonder what made the wife let her in the first time. It doesn't say that she was let in. It doesn't say that she got in somehow. It just says the wife asked her to leave. So I wonder what was happening, what happened, how she got in the first time. Child, this is people's feelings and thought. Look, I pray that everything works out for her children's sake, that her children don't have to grow up feeling like they're in a tug of war with both parents, feeling like they can't love one parent out loud in front of the other parent and that they have to hide it. So my prayer is with the children and that the adults get all the help they need. But there is an order of protection against her. Child, that is a lot. Moving on, let's get into Dolores, Auntie Dolores. This is also according to Reality Blurb. Y'all, this one, I was like, what? Real Housewives of New Jersey, Dolores Catania reveals she was scammed out of $50,000 by a stylist amid filming on The Traitors season 3. Girl, I said, child, if I'm scammed out of $2, I'm on the floor sick, crying, shaking, throwing up. 50,000 during the debut episode of her new podcast with Tamra Judge and Wells Adams. I need to read that sentence again. Did that sentence just say, during the debut episode of her new podcast with Tamra Judge and Wells Adams, the Real Housewives of New Jersey star revealed that she was conned out of money by an unnamed stylist who racked up a slew of charges against her and never sent her any looks. Did you run out of outfits? Tamra wondered on the August 11th episode of By Order of the Faithfuls. Oh, okay. So her new podcast is called By Order of the Faithfuls. Isn't that like a on traders you have your faithfuls and your trader, right? So Dolores has a podcast called By Order of the Faithfuls with Tamara and Wells. Okay. Cha. So Tamara asked her, did you run out of outfits during your time, in Scotland? Dolores said, no, I didn't. But then she explained that she was working with a stylist at the time who had been ordering things for her to wear with her credit card. She would order things on my credit card and send it to me. That's how you do it with the stylist, right? And I kept calling her, like, where's my stuff? Revealing that after several charges, she had nothing from the stylist. She wasn't buying all tartan plaid, Dolores noted of the cast setting in Scotland. She was buying YSL leather bags and size extra small clothing, which on my best day, I'm not. According to Dolores, it was a $900 charge from Sephora that made her realize she was being scammed. $4,000 at Revolve, $2,500 at Vartech, and then Sephora at $900. I don't go to Sephora. I get beauty products sent to me every week. I have beauty products out of my behind, she stated. While Dolores was eventually reimbursed for the charges the stylist made to her American Express card, she admitted that it was a fight to get her money back. As for the stylist, Dolores didn't reveal their fate. I want to know what happened. Isn't that a felony? Like anything over 1,000, right? Or is that shoplifting? Either way, you was bold enough to be charging my card. Now, here's my other thing. After the first time she charged her card, unless it was in rapid succession, like I got clothes, I'm buying you clothes today, tomorrow, say it was in a week's worth of time. I could see how she might be like, oh, because the clothes didn't have enough time to get to her, right? However, I wonder what was the time frame? Did she say on this podcast, if any of y'all go listen, report back, because I'm surely not going to go listen. But I wonder if it was over a period of time, because then I have to think, girl, after the first charge and you didn't get clothes, you're still allowing her access to your card. This is why you cannot trust people. I don't care. 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 I don't care if it's like family. I don't know how. Figure out a system or something, but ain't no way. I'm glad that she ended up getting her money back. 'Cause can you imagine? I would be sick. Like, I want to know what happened to the stylist. I want to hear your side. Did the clothing get lost? Did it get stuck somewhere because of the tariffs? Like, what happened? Why she ain't get her clothes? And why didn't she get, like, this was when she was in Scotland? I'm trying to see, like, she didn't have the clothes to take. I don't know. I think that this whole thing is like Dolores. Child, anyway, I don't know. I just had to tell you all that. I was like, my God, today I would be on fire and outing that stylist. Y'all don't work to save her from doing that to a potential another client. Like so and so, Betty Boop from 1234 Ridgeway. I met her at Rails in Jersey. She said she was a stylist, and I trusted her and gave her my card number. She didn't charge up over $50,000 worth of stuff, and I ain't got not one thing. Do not work with Betty Boop from Jersey who goes to the Rails on Wednesdays. Like I would have been letting people know. Dolores, girl. Anyway, I just wanted to come to y'all and tell y'all that y'all make sure y'all don't give y'all cards to stylists that you don't know. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Talk to y'all later. See ya.